Hello, welcome back. If anyone is going to see this video, my name is Monique and I am on a financial health journey right now. This is going to be my first budget with me as far as my paycheck budget for paycheck I'll receive on Friday. And it'll cover 7/28 through 8/10. As you can see, I am a digital budgeter. I am more comfortable doing it this way because I do scratch out a lot. It's easier to do it this way versus having to walk around with correction tape, and I make a lot of edits and a lot of changes along the way. So I found that this has been easiest for me as far as digital budgeting is concerned. So we'll go ahead and get started. So again, this is the week of 7/28 through 8/10. I am on a bi-weekly pay schedule. I have my paycheck from my job that I will factor in for this paycheck budget. My oldest daughter, she does pay rent to stay here. She moved out and decided to move back home, which is more than okay. But I did want her to stay or make sure that she stayed comfortable with having to take care of bills. So what we decided to do is I have a room over the garage that I was using for as my work area and also for my side hustle. I gave her that room. I moved into a bedroom. And so for that, she does pay rent. Out of that rent, I take care of her student loans because I want to make sure that those are paid and that she's kind of mindful as far as her credit is concerned as well. And she doesn't necessarily stay as on track as she should when it comes to student loans. So that's the trade-off. She gets the room upstairs and she pays the rent, but in that rent, I will take a portion of that and take care of her student loans. I do have rollover as well, so I tend to save for the larger bills that I have, like mortgage and car note. I do tend to save that over 2 paychecks for the next month. So right now I am saving for August pay for both mortgage and for the car. So that's the rollover that you see there. And my side hustle, I have a jewelry business as well. So the expected income with all of those together is $3,300 for this Friday. Now, I did also want to say this $3,300 takes into consideration that tithes have already been paid out of the amount. I don't disclose what I pay for tithes. That's between me and Jesus. And then car insurance and pet insurance is also directly debited from my check. So I never even see that. So that is taken out, health insurances, dental, all that kind of thing. All of those things are already out of this. So this is truly what I am budgeting with. So let's look at bills. So for bills, I have just mark that for tithe, and let me change the color here. So mortgage payment is $809 every month, and that includes my property taxes as well. I handle property insurance myself. Kia car note is $504. Lawn. So I typically get my lawn cut every 3 weeks. I'm on about a third of an acre at my house, and so I get my lawn cut every 3 weeks. The lawn guy probably would like for me to get it cut every 2 weeks, but my budget says every 3 weeks. But he also does lawn treatments as well. Since he just did a lawn treatment on Monday of this week, I should not expect to have that done again for the next 6 to 7 weeks. So this 65 should be enough for the next cut. For gas, I'm on a monthly kind of set plan, one plan, and so I pay $102. Electric, I'm going to budget $150. Ring, home security $10. Home shield is $36 for right now. That will be going up in September to $44. As you see, I like whole numbers. It makes things a lot easier. So that'll go up to $44 when it's time for me to renew. But it's still $36 for now. And then AT&T for my internet is $98. You probably notice I don't have cable here, so my boyfriend can get a pretty good deal with Spectrum, so I think that's what we're going to do. It's going to be around $75 to $80. With that, it also includes our sports package. Yes, I like football, I like basketball, I like all of it. So that's a really good deal, and we're going to just split the cost of the $75 or $80. And so I'm going to put right now $40 for pay around that. So let us see what we have for cost on that. Hope I'm in frame. Let's try that again. All right, so that says, that feels wrong. 1085 seems very, very low. So let's try that again and slow down. 809, 504. I bet that's what did it. 65, 102, 150, 10, 36, 98, and 40. Okay, that feels a little bit better. Well, it doesn't feel good at all. $1,800 towards bills in 1 month seems extremely high. But it seems closer to what I'm used to, let's say it that way. All right, next we have savings. So you'll notice here I've got kind of in gray, Chase. It's one of my banks that I deal with, and I've got $25. The reason why I have it in gray is because that's all automatically debited or going into that account. So there's nothing that I have to do. It's not actionable. So that's why you see it in gray, but I still want to account for it. It's still included in the 3,300 number, so it needs to be accounted for, but I do have it in gray because I don't have to put that in savings. It's already been taken care of. One of my other accounts, Affinity, I'm going to do the same thing, 25 there. So it's going to be a total of 50 for savings. Extra debt. I'm not going to put anything towards extra debt right now. And then furniture. So I did do a little something with Rooms to Go back in May. They had a great sale going on. Plus they had 0% interest for 12 months. I did schedule my delivery of the furniture later. So it just was delivered this week. And then by the time a bill comes out, it'll probably be around September for my first payment, which is good because that gave me a longer time frame to save. So I am trying to save up to try and make sure that I can take care of this bill. I think it's going to be roughly about $2,100 by the time we get to the end of the year, that I'll be able to pay that full amount. So I've been doing some savings challenges up until now to try and get that accomplished. So we shall see. Hopefully that will work out. But I won't be giving anything towards it today. So nothing around. And I'm going to actually call this extra debt. I actually have another debt section as well, so I'm going to put extra there. Okay, sinking funds. So for my sinking funds, I have, first of all, Glamopoly. It is a Monopoly board that you can use for savings. I got it from Sean Versation with Etsy. And it's great. I love it. I don't know what's going to happen when I roll the dice and kind of see what it shows that I'm supposed to save, but for right now I'm just going to put 15 for that. Xerxes is the name of my puppy, and I'm going to save 15 for him. He is going to have a yearly visit in August, but I think I've saved up enough for that, so I'm going to dial this back. I used to put a little bit more in there just to make sure I was ready. It is amazing how much it costs for a dog to get a yearly visit, but we do have that already saved, and I do continue to keep his fund, sinking fund, throughout the year, so that I'm always ready for that. Because I think the last time it was $300, it may have been $320 for that. So I want to make sure that I'm saving up. Medical gets $25, and we have eye appointments in August and a dental appointment in October. So definitely need to save up for that. Birthdays, $25. Car maintenance, $40. Corinne, that's my daughter that's going into high school. Yes, I have one daughter old enough to move out and move back, and then I have another daughter that's in high school as well. But she's got a lot going on in high school. She's a part of the Thespian Society, so they do a lot of plays and ThesCon and some other conferences. So I want to make sure that I'm saving up for that. New whip. Yes, I want to try and save and hopefully pay for my car outright when I need to. My car is not that old. It's a 2020, so it's not too bad, of course, but or 2019 maybe. But I want to go ahead and start saving now. All right, so here's another case where you see the gray. So property insurance, I am saving up for that, and I save up $75 every check, so that every 3 weeks I can pay every 3 months I can pay $450 to $500. So I try to pay that property insurance every quarter. So I use the sinking fund to save up for that, and then just move it over into my regular checking account. So all of this is done. The sinking funds are set up in Ally. I have the savings account, which handles the sinking fund. I have a Roth IRA that I'm going to try and put some money towards outside of the 401k I have with my job. And then I also have a checking account with them. So once I save up and it's time, I think it's in September that I need to make a payment, I'll be able to just move it up over from Ally Savings to Ally Checking, and then just go ahead and pay it from there. But that the $75 is automatically saved into that account from my check. So I need to account for it here, but there's nothing that I have to do. There's no action I need to take. That's automatic. And I also want to save up $25 just for home in general, for other things that we might need to have, if I want to buy decorative pillows or curtains or anything else like that for the home itself. I want to make sure that I'm saving for that separately as well. And then emergency. Now I did a baby steps, I guess, Dave Ramsey, where I did save up the $1,000 for emergency when I first started on this journey. And then now I've scaled that back, of course, because now I want to put money towards debt and then understanding my spending overall. But I still need to make sure that I'm keeping some funds going into that emergencies. So that's what I'm going to do. And taxes, I just do 10 every check. By the time I get around to when it's time for taxes to be due, I have $240, $250, maybe $300 saved up, which is enough. I actually go through TurboTax to do my own taxes, and that's usually how much it costs. And then date night, let's say 20. So I think this will add up to 400. That's usually the amount of money that I want to try and save every paycheck for sinking funds if I can. Let's do 175 plus 25 is 100. 50 plus 10 plus 20. Yep, there you go. So it's 400. Okay. Next, I don't have any debt due as a part of this paycheck. Next paycheck, I will have, you'll be able to see the different items that I have that I'm paying on. But I do have, and I need to set aside $150 for boarding. We're gonna have some family fun time actually this weekend, and so Xerxes gonna need to go to a boarding facility, so I'm gonna designate about $150 for that. And then for Kim's student loans, she has those with Sally Mae. I pay $250 every time she pays me, and that's usually, she gets paid twice a month. So I'm literally putting $500 every month towards her student loans. And she didn't have much. She went to school locally, and she stayed at home for the majority of the years. I think that was her freshman year. She wanted to live off campus in an apartment. It was just a lot of money for no reason. But anyway, so that's the part that we're paying back. So for student loans, I am gonna designate $250 out of the money that she gives me for that. So that is going to be $400 as well. So as you can see, these are budget totals that we're coming up with. I'll come back and we'll look at whether or not we stay true with the budget amounts or if there was anything different. So, all right. Income, 3,300. That was savings was 50. Minus 1814. Extra debt was minus 0. Regular debt was minus 400, and sinking funds was 400. So let's see what that is. Minus 50 minus 1814 minus 400, and then minus 400. Okay, great. So that leaves $636. And the reason I say that that's great is because you may have noticed I don't have anything dealing with expenses here. So what I can tell you is that usually I have $600 every paycheck that goes towards expenses, and that's roughly about $300 a week. So let me see, I can show you. Yeah, so I was working it out for getting ready for August, so I can show this to you. So I'm going to use Simplify to budget and to kind of keep track of my spending plan as far as my expenses are concerned. And Simplify, you kind of load all of your banking information there, so it's connected to all your banks, all of your debtors, the credit card companies, etc. And then you can actually develop there a spending plan for every month. The thing about that is Simplify doesn't recognize, for example, next week we'll start on, what's that, the 30th on Sunday for me. So next week starts on the 30th, so July 30th into August 4th or 5th. So Simplify doesn't recognize that. It won't say, okay, well, we're gonna count everything for the week of August. I'm sorry, for that last week of July into August. We're gonna count that with July, or we're gonna count the whole thing with August. They separate it out based on the actual days in the month. So 28 days, 30 days, 31 days, whatever it is. So with that said, I need to, the way my mind works, I need to make sure that I'm understanding how much money per day that is, so that I can truly get a good sense of how much money I need to worry about as far as expenses are concerned for the entire month based on the categories that I have. So for example, groceries, I want to spend about $85 a week. That translates to $12 a day. So when I'm figuring out August, I think August has, what, 30? Does it have 30 days? Let's say 30 days. So it'll be 12 times 30. So I'll know truly how many days, because of how many days are in August, I'll know how much money I should allot for groceries. So this is the way that I have to do it, that it makes sense for me and that my numbers come out right using the Simplify app. So $85 for groceries means about $12 a day. $50 for home a week means $7 a day to spend. $40 a week for gas means $6 a day to spend. $20 a week for personal means $3 a day to spend. $15 a week for entertainment means $2 a day to spend. $60 a week for dining means $8 a day to spend. $30 a week for miscellaneous means $4 a day to spend. So all of those numbers add up to $300 a week, and you multiply that times 2 because I'm getting paid twice this month, or got paid twice in July, and we'll get paid twice in August, and that's going to mean $600 that I need to allot in this check towards expenses. And then just as a preview, this is what it kind of translates to for August based on the amount of days that we have in August. I'm pretty much going to have $372 for groceries for August, $217 for home, $186 for gas, $93 for personal, $62 for entertainment, $248 for dining, and then $124 for miscellaneous. So I already know in August, this is how much I need to have allocated as far as expenses. So I need to make sure when I'm figuring out my budget, basically, you know, it's 2 weeks. I have two paychecks that I will get. So you divide that by 2, $651. So for each paycheck, I should have at least $651 left over to make sure that I have enough coverage for my expenses for August. Alrighty, so right now we're just going with, as I just figured that out, trying to, you know, come up with a plan. For right now, I'm going to budget it just based on that $600 for expenses for July, for the end of July. So technically, it says we should use about $600 for expenses for the next 2 weeks. So that should leave me with $36 as rollover. Now, some of these are going to be variable, just probably 2 of them. I would say, let's go with light green. So I would say electric is going to be variable. You know, that one is probably not going to be 150, so I could probably see some additional amounts going into rollover. I don't think his boarding is going to be 150, so that may be some additional amounts as well. And then while Kim's amount won't change, the rollover won't change. Money that I get from my business or in my paycheck might vary a little bit, so there might be a little bit more money there as well. So we shall see. All right, I think that's it. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.